Let's see question 12. Factor completely. So the first one should be easy, right? Think about 2 factors of 3 adds up to be 4. So that has to be 1 and 3. Right? Because 1x, 3x adds together, that's 4x. Well, this one, the middle one is negative. That means 2 factors of 4 needs to be negative. Well, that's -1 and -4. Right? Because -1 times -4 is +4. -1 plus -4, that's -5x. That's how we get the middle term. Well, this one, the 3 terms has a factor of 3. So we factor out 3 first. Then we have x squared, 27 divided by 3, that's 9. 9x. 24 divided by 3, that's 8. Right? Then the inside, the parentheses, can be factored. We can factor as, because can this be factored? Yes, 1 and 8, right? Because 1 plus 8 is 9. Let's see this one. This one, 3x squared only has one way to factor. So 3x and x, right? And because the last term is negative, so one is negative, one is positive. And we don't know which one is negative, which one is positive. So we want to somehow play with the factors of -4. Let's think about -4. So -4 can be -1 times +4, or +1 times -4, or +2 times -2, right? So if we multiply 2 with 3, and here is -2. So this will do it, right? Because get -2x from here, and 3x times 2 get a +6x. And these two adds up to be +4x. So this can be factored as 3x minus 2 and x plus 2. But e cannot be factored. So we see e is prime expression, cannot be factored. Because every term is positive, so we have to factor out 2 as 2 factors, 2 positive factors. Well, that's only one way, 1 and 2. But 1 plus 2 is 3. But here we don't have a 3x, we only have 1x. So we know e cannot be factored. Now let's see f. Let's put f here. So we want to play with the factors of 12 with negative, well, -5 is only one way, right? So let's put this way. So -5 is only one way, either +1, -5, -5, or +5, -1. Right? Let's use this corner to do that. So either -5, +1, or +5, -1. Only there's 2 choices for -5. Well, for 12, we have 2 and 6, 3 and 4, 1 and 12. Right? Somehow we can do trial and error. Somehow we want to come up with the middle term to be -4x. Well, let's see. So if we put 3 here, no. Oh, okay. So this will do it. So we want to multiply 2 with -5. And the 6 with 1. Because it's a -4x, you see 2 times -5 will get -10x. -10 plus 6x, that's -4x. all right? So that means we can factor this be 6x minus 5 and a 2x plus 1. In this case, you see we have a negative 10x, positive 6x, adds up to be negative 4x, which is the middle term. Or let's see G. G, we see every term has a common factor of 3x. So once we factor out 3x, get a 4x squared plus 4x minus 3 times 15 is 45, right? So if we multiply 3x with 4x squared, we still get 12x cubed. If we multiply 3x with 4x, we still get a positive 12x squared. If we multiply 3x with negative 15, we get back negative 45x. So that means we did it right. So now, let's see if we can factor this trinomial inside the parentheses. 4x squared, then, so negative 15, let's see if we have negative 3, positive 5. Then we can factor as 2x, 2x. Let's see if this works, right? If we multiply these two, multiply by these two, 2 times 10, 2 times 5, 10. 2 times negative 3, negative 6. Bingo, this works, right? So that means I can factor as 2x minus 3 and a 2x plus 5. Right. In this case, negative 3 to negative 6x, 2x times 5, positive 10x minus 6x, that's the middle term, 4x. Well, let's see h. H, you have two variables, you have x and we have y. Well, let's forget about the y term for a moment. Just think about negative 10. Two factors of negative 10 adds up to be 3, negative 3. Well, that's obvious. X minus 5 and x plus 2, right? Because negative 5 plus 2 give us negative 3, give us the middle term. Now the middle term has y, and the last time had y squared, so we know this has to be 5y and 2y. In this case, we see we have x squared, we have negative 5y times 2y, which is negative 10y squared. The middle term will have negative 5xy, positive 2xy, adds up to be negative 3xy. So that's h. Well, for I, difference of two squares, right? Because 36 is 6 squared. So we can factor as x plus 6, x minus 6. Difference of two squares. And j can only be factored in complex. If we want to factor this, we can factor as x plus 6i, x minus 6i, right? Otherwise, in real number system, x squared plus 36 cannot be factored. And k, let's look at k. K can be written as 5x parentheses squared minus 3 squared. So that means this can be factored as 5x plus 3 and 5x minus 3. Right? Difference of two squares. Now let's keep going. So we have this. Let's see, L. So 64 is a squared, right? 16 is 2 times 8. So we see this is a perfect square. This is x plus 8 squared. Let's see this one. This one, 9 is 3 squared, and 12x is 2 times 4 times 2 times 4 times, no, 2 times 2 times 3. So that means this is also perfect square, 2x plus 3 squared. Because 2x squared is 4x squared, right? 3 squared is 9. 2x times 3, 6x times 2, that's 12x. This is a sum of 2 cubes. It's x plus 3, because 27 is 3 raised by 3. And x squared minus 3 times x plus 3 squared, which is 9. Right, the formula is a cubed plus b cubed, that equals a plus b times a squared minus ab plus b squared. Difference of 2 cubes. That's x minus 3 times x squared plus 3x plus 9. Yeah, you may check, you may double distribute x plus 3 into the second parenthesis to check to see if it's x cubed plus 27. This is x cubed minus 27, okay? X cubed minus y cubed, that's x minus y times x squared plus xy plus y squared. Okay. Difference of 2 squares. So this 4x raised by 4 can be written as a 2x squared, right? 16x squared can be written as a 4x squared. Actually, x squared can be factored out. Or we can factor out 4x squared. Now let's factor out 4x squared, right? In that case, we don't have to do this. So let's factor out 4x squared first. Then we have x squared minus 4, right? Then x squared minus 4 is a difference of 2 squares. So that's x plus 2 times x minus 2. Okay. Then x raised by 4 minus 1 can be factored as x squared plus 1 times x squared minus 1. Difference of 2 squares, right? Think about x raised by 4 as x squared squared. Then x squared plus 1, if we need to factor this, that can only be factored as x plus I, x minus I. In real number system, it cannot be factored. X squared minus 1, difference of 2 squares, x plus 1, x minus 1. Well, S has 4 terms, so we want to group 2 by 2. Right? Then the first group, we see x is a common factor. So we factor the first group into x times x minus 8. Second group, we see 4 is a factor. Right? 4 is a factor. Then we have 4 minus y squared. But 1 is x, 1 is y, so this has no common factor anyway. So maybe this question is made wrong. Let's see. Yeah, this one cannot be factored. Because you see, these two terms has x in it. This term has y in it. Right? I think this might be mistake. I don't know. Oh, hold on a second. Yeah, cannot be factored. Because if we do x squared minus 4y squared, that's x minus 2y, x plus 2y. But this two term has no y in it, right? There's no way to form a common factor. So, okay, we see this is just a prime expression. Cannot be factored, okay. Unless there's a typo somewhere. Well, let's see this one. See this one, first we want to factor out 11x, right? So let's factor out 11x. Then we have x raised by 6, y squared minus 1. Now, this term can be written as x cubed y squared minus 1 squared. So difference of two squares, so we have x cubed y plus 1 times x cubed y minus 1. Right? So 11x times x cubed y plus 1 and times x cubed y minus 1. Okay, that finishes number, oh, we still have more factoring. Let's say u, difference of two squares, right? Because 4x squared can be written as parentheses 2x squared, and the 16y squared can be written as 4y parentheses squared. So this can be factored as 2x plus 4y times 2x minus 4y. Actually, I should factor out 4 first. Right? So 2 is a common factor in this case. 2 is a common factor in this case. 2 times 2, that's 4. That becomes x plus 2y times x minus 2y. Well, let's see this one. 512. Let's look at this number 512. If we divide by 2, it's 2 times 256, isn't it? Because 250 times 2, that's 500. And 2 times 6, that's 12. Then 256 divided by 2, that's 128. Right, 2 times 8, 16. 2 times 12, 24, plus 10, 25. Then I have 2 squared times 128 divided by 4, right? Divided by 4. So that's 3, that's 32. Also, this is 32 is 2 raised by 5. Or 4 is 2 squared. So same base, we combine the exponents. So 2 plus 2 plus 5, 9. So 512 is 2 raised by 9. Or actually, we only need a cube. Right? Or can be written as a raised by 3. Right? So we write this as xy cube plus a cube. So sum of two cubes. So that's xy plus 8 times xy squared becomes x squared y squared minus a times xy. Then plus a squared, which is 64. So we follow sum of two cubes. These two, this one we see x squared is common factor. So let's factor x squared. Then we have x cubed plus 4, or x cubed, actually, x cubed is a common factor. So this is x squared plus 4y squared. So let's say in real number system, let's say x squared, x cubed. So common factor is x cubed. Then inside parentheses is x squared plus 4y squared. We leave like this in real number system. Well, let's see this one. This one, we can think x raised by a as x raised by 4 squared. Then minus 2 x raised by 4 plus 1. Oh, perfect squares, right? x4 minus 1 squared, which is x raised by 4 minus 1 is x squared plus 1 squared times x squared minus 1 squared. Square comes from this square. X raised by 4, x raised by 4, x squared squared, right? Minus 1 squared. So that's why it can be split into x squared plus 1 squared, then x squared minus 1 squared. Well, x squared minus 1 is another difference of 2 squares. So this is squared, don't forget. X squared minus 1 is x plus 1, but then it's squared, then x minus 1 squared. So 3 factors. X squared plus 1 squared, x plus 1 squared, x minus 1 squared. Now let's see 13. We want to solve these quadratic equations, right? For the first one, we can factor it, right? So x minus 2, x minus 4, right? Because -4 times -2, that's positive 8. -2 plus -4, that's -6. By zero property, the first factor can be 0, or the second factor can be 0. Solve the first one, we get x equal to 2. Solve the second one, get x equals to 4. Both negative. So 2 solutions, 2 and 4. Well, this one, by zero property, either factor can be 0. So the factor x can be 0. The factor x plus 4 can be 0. Well, x plus 4 can be 0 means x is -4. So we have 2 solutions, -4 and 0. This is C, we can factor out 5, right? Then we have x squared minus 7x plus 10. That equals 0. Then we divide by 5 on both sides. We get x squared minus 7x plus 10 equals 0, because 0 divided by 5 is still 0. And this can be factored as x minus 5, x minus 2, right? Because -5 plus -2, that's -7. -5 times -2, that's positive 10. So that gives us 2 solutions as well, 5 and 2. So that's for C. Now let's see for D. D, first we want to move -24 to the other side, becomes negative. Then the right-hand side becomes 0. So we think about 2 factors of 24 adds up to be -5. There has to be a and 3, right? -24 means the 2 factors, 1 is positive, 1 is negative. So 3 is positive. A is negative, so we get x minus a, x plus 3. The middle term will have -ax plus 3x, which is -5x. Well, this also gives us 2 solutions, +8 and -3, 2 solutions. So quadratic equations can have 1 solution or can have 2 solutions, but it cannot have more than 2 solutions. So at the most, 2 solutions. Now let's see these word questions. So the total reveal only 17 questions, which is pretty good, right? So let's see 14. The object is thrown upward from the top of 260-foot tall building with an initial velocity of 64 feet per second. The height h of the object after t seconds is given by the quadratic equation. So this is a function of t, right? H of t. So the question is asking, how long will A be before the object hits the ground? So we're looking for time t. When h is 0, because when it hits the ground, h becomes 0, right? Normal height. So we just set this equation to be 0, basically. Set this one to be 0. So we need to solve for t. Well, so maybe you want to divide by -16. So 64 divided by -16, that's just -4, right? So if we do that, we'll get 0 equals to t squared minus 4t because 64 divided by negative 16 is negative 4, so negative 4t. Now minus 260. Let's do here, 260 divided by negative 16. And then we know it's negative. So first, let's divide by 2. We get 130. We get negative 8. Then we divide by 2 again, we get negative 4. We get 65, isn't it? Okay, cannot be divided evenly. So let's divide by negative 8, maybe. If we divide by negative 8, we get 2t squared. Can it be divided by negative 8? No, it can only be divided by, we start with 16, therefore can only be divided by negative 4. So we divide by negative 4, negative 16 divided by negative 4, get a 4t squared. 64 divided by negative 4, that's a negative 16. So let me erase, rewrite. So basically, we want to solve when the height is 0. So we divide everything by negative 4. 0 divided by negative 4, still negative 4, still 0. Negative 16 divided by negative 4, that's positive 4t squared. 64 divided by negative 4, that's a negative 16t. Then 260, let's divide it one more time by negative 4, which is a negative number, right? Negative number. So 4 goes into 26, 6, right? 6, and then 20, the 5, so negative 65. So now we need to think, so 2 factors of negative 65, how do we factor negative 65? That we can factor negative 5 and a positive 5 times, so divided by 5, which is 113, right? 13. So then 40, because our goal is to form negative 16t for the middle term. So 40, if we divide it into 2t, then let's see, if we put 13 to be negative, the big one will want to be negative because the middle term is negative. Then this one we want positive 5, so what do we get? We get 2t times negative 13t, we get negative 26t, right? And then 2t times 5, we get the positive 10t. Bingo. All right, so we just factor this as 2t plus 5 and 2t minus 13. Because this equals 0, so by 0 property, so 2t plus 5 can be 0, but this will get a negative number. But we don't measure time negatively, so we're going to reject this. Then we have 2t minus 13 equals to 0. That's 2t equals to 13, or t equals to 13 over 2, right? 13 over 2, which is 6.5 seconds. Well, what is 0.5 seconds? 6.5 seconds. I guess that's okay. Let's just leave like that. Okay, so the time is 6.5 seconds. Okay, that's the first one. That's 14. Now let's look at 15. The area of a rectangle is given. So if the length is 12 inches longer than the width, well, let's see. So the area of rectangle is length times width, right? That's 108. And this one, the second one is saying the length is equal to 12 inches longer than the width. Is W plus 12. So we have this system of equations. So L equals W plus 12. So we substitute into the first equation. W plus 12 times W. minus 108, move 108 to this side, make the other side equal to 0. So that's a W squared plus 12W minus 108 equals to 0. Now we want to factor this, right? And we think two factors of negative 108 adds up to be 12. Well, let's look at 108. 108 is 2 times 54, right? And 54 is 2 times 27. So that's 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 3. So how can we find the two numbers from here? Form two factors from here. The difference is 12. So this is a 9. So 12. If we do 2 times 3, 6. Oh, let's see this. 2 times 3, 6. Then, yes, we got it. We do 2 times 3, 6. Okay. Then 3 times 3, 9. 9 times 2, 18. The difference of 18 and 6 indeed is 12. Okay. So that means we can factor this as W because it's positive 12. So the 18 has to be positive. W plus 18 times W minus 6 equals to 0. In this case, we see we have 18W minus 6W, that's positive 12W. 18 times 6 indeed is 108. So that means W equals to negative 18, which we're going to reject. We don't measure the length or width by negative number. W minus 6 equals 0, that means W equals 6. So the width is 6 inches. And the length is 12 inches more than the width. So 12 plus 6 is 18 inches. All right. So because it's asking for dimensions, right? So we say width is 6 inches and length is 12 plus 6, which is 18 inches. Let's see 16. Again, a rectangle. Rectangle pool, swimming pool is 33 by 22. So a walkway around the pool with width X is constructed. The total area of the walkway is 300 square feet. So set up a quadratic equation and solve for X. All right, let's just draw the pool, a rectangular pool, right? Now around this, build a walkway. And then, for the walkway, the width is X. Let me use a different color. And we know the area of the walkway is 300 feet. So let's find the area. So let's calculate this. Right? We know inside the pool, the width is 22 by 33. So this is 33. On the side is 22. And then, so we want to find the area of this. Area of this is 33 plus 2x, right? Because this side we have x, and this side we have x. And then we have 2 of this. You see the top is the same as the bottom. So we have 2 of this. Then let's look at the width. Width is this much, right? This is 22. Width is 22 times, so 22 times this x. So this is 22. Oh, hold on a second. Why did I do 33? Oh, yes, because the length, right? We want to find the length of this, so the 33 plus 2x. But then this length is 22, right? This 22 times x. So the area of this is 22 times x, and we have 2 of them. So 22 times x, and we have 2 of them. Then adds up the area, which is 300 square feet. Now we just have to distribute. So 2, 2, 2. Actually, we can simplify. We divide this one by 2, we divide this one by 2, we divide this by 2, we get 150. So we get 33 plus 2x plus 22x equals to 150. Or 2x plus 22x, that's 24x. Then 150 minus 33, right? Move 33 to the other side, minus. So we get 7. 4 minus 3, 1, so 117. Then x, oh, actually, right, so we need to solve x. So x equals 117 divided by 24. Okay, that's it. If we want to convert into decimals, you know, we punch into calculator, we convert into decimals. So the walkway, so the equation, set up the equation is this. To solve it, look at x equals to 117 divided by 24. Now let's see the last question. 17. So 2 legs of a right triangle have length x and x plus 7. Oh, let's draw a right triangle. Right triangle means one corner is 90 degrees. So let's see, this is x, 2 legs, right? Plus 7. Then this is called hypotenuse. Then the hypotenuse has a length 13 inches. So this is 13 inches. So by Pythagorean theorem, so we can form a formula. So that means x squared plus another leg squared, x plus 7 squared equals to hypotenuse squared. Well, x squared plus the perfect square, which is the first one squared, plus 2 times the first one times the second one, which is 14x, plus second one square, which is 49. Then we want to move 13 squared to the other side, which is 13 squared, minus 13 squared, which is 169. The right hand side is 0. X squared, 2x squared, plus 14x. Well, 49 minus 169 is 169 minus 49 to be negative. So 9 minus 9, that's 0. Then 16, then 6 minus 4 is 2. So we get a 1, negative 120. Indeed, negative 120. So the 120 plus 49 is 169. So now we see every term is even, so can be divided by 2. So we simplify. So divided by 2x squared, 14x divided by 2, 7x. Then negative 20 divided by 2, negative 60. Now we want to think about 2 factors of negative 60. Negative 60, 2 factors of it adds up to be positive 7. So the number, big number, the number is bigger. So 12 times negative 5, that's negative 60. And 12 minus 5 is a 7. So that means that this can be factored as x plus 12, x minus 5. By 0 property, each factor can be 0, so x can be negative 12 and positive 5. But we don't measure length negatively, so we're going to reject negative 12. Just go with 5. So x is 5. And we want to find the length of each one. So x equals the 5. And this is a 5 plus 7 equals to 12. Indeed, 5, 12, 13 is called a Pythagorean triplets. All right, that's it. So we have finished review for exam 2.